What is something that you would never confess to your family? I'm a recovering alcoholic and drug addict at 24. They all warned me that my entire family was full of them. But I thought I was different. 105 days sober. I'm really happy to only see them once or twice a year due to living 3,000 miles away. I just can't stand them. They all gossip and talk and spin their wheels so much you can't even have a normal conversation with any of them. It's all drama and always has been. I never understood how and why I was so depressed my entire life. Found escapism through alcohol and partying. Since I've lived across the country I'm sober. Have a super awesome family. And I barely ever see them. It's great. Yes. My insides scream at family dinners. You need distance to love some people. Edit. Oh wow, thank you for the gold. That my mother, who always said time and time again that she will never turn into her mother, has turned into her mother. My sisters and I have formed a pact. If any of us start exhibiting signs of becoming like our parents, it is the solemn duty of the rest of the sisters to bring that back to reality. Or in the event that this fails, execute her. We have all accepted that this is for the greater good. That I am about to fail university. I struggle but can't tell them because they are proud of me. I've been there. When I finally had to tell them, I tore the bandage off and told them a bunch of other stuff I was worried about, too. I flunked out of college. That I'm bi. And I'm an atheist. To their credit, they took it in stride, better than I imagined they would. They're still proud. And I imagine yours will be, too. If nothing else, I'm proud of you for trying. The fact that I've been depressed for more than half my life. I remember a family friend had committed suicide. And my parents were saying I don't understand how someone could do that. I calmly said I could really relate to why someone would do that. The look of disbelief and desperation in my mother's face broke my heart, and I realized how she had interpreted what I said. I don't live at home, and for almost a month afterwards she would call me every day to check on me and make sure I was okay and tell me that I'm loved. And if I ever needed to talk about anything, she and my father were always there for me. All I want is to feel loved and secure. But I don't feel that in this family. I feel you. I have a daughter. I've never wanted kids, but being young, dumb and full of coom, I got my fiancée pregnant, but with our issues we couldn't deal with actually taking care of a kid, so we put her up for adoption. The family who got her was very excited and had been trying for almost a decade to have one of their own but couldn't. They had just gotten through the background stuff the month before she was born, and this was their first chance at actually adopting. They were super happy. My fiancé cried at giving her to them, and I just wanted to go get fucked up and forget it. We got married and divorced a few years back, and I got my life together, but occasionally I think of her, but can't bring myself to try and chat. I would have ruined that child's life. You did the best thing for her. If you're worried about what she may think of you, there's no explanation you need to give her, because her life is the explanation. You didn't just make her life better, you made two people the happiest people they could have been with how much they had wanted a child. Now that your life is together, if you want to, make a small savings right now and start saving for college, or a down payment for a house, or something. It's not about buying her love, but it could show that even though you weren't in her life, you were thinking about her, and you are ready to see her if she ever decides she wants to reach out to you. That I don't feel like part of the family. I feel like I don't belong, and like I am just a substitute for when my brother isn't around. I don't feel respected or wanted. I feel like my girlfriend's family likes me more than they do, and if I had the funds too, I would moved out long ago, and they probably wouldn't have seen or heard from me since, apart from maybe Christmas, and that is only because of my cousins. I was like that, but when my dad realized it, he focused on me much more than my siblings. He has the same shit growing up. He used to be equal to all, but he didn't have much time 'cause of work, so it was just mom and my siblings. My sister and baby brother got most attention unless I did work for anybody in my extended family also. Completely get it. My sister is the academic who is going for a PhD and has been in school for 12 years. I've worked in kitchens and been a chef at 3 restaurants. I do decent, but my lack of school always seems to make me this outsider who just didn't wanna out in the effort. If you have worked in the restaurant industry, you probably know it's not some easy no-effort job. I was sexually abused by a friend of my mother's when I was about 7 years old. My brother was by a different person and that is known. There is nothing to be gained. Edit. Thank you guys for your comments and messages. You were as a majority as awesome as I thought you would be. Maybe personally you don't think there's anything to gain, but telling your family and outing whoever did that to you makes it harder for them to do it again to other kids. You didn't deserve what happened to you, and no one else deserves it to happen to them. Even if it's been years, if they are out and free and still have access to kids, it's worth it to say. My younger aunt and I almost fooled around when we were kids. We didn't know about each other, and when we both met she was 13, I was 15. As we grew up there was a ton of flirting and sexual tension. It never came to anything, thank God, but we had some intimate conversations around it. Oddly enough, both of us are very close today and have even spoke about how ridiculous the whole thing was. Edit for some FAQ in comments. Technically my half-aunt. Mom had me at 16, Grandpa had an affair with another woman, produced my aunt 2 years later, and subsequently left grandmother for other woman. For the record, both of those women are lovely. I rarely see the grandmother who lives far away, but the other woman lives in the same state and sees her great-grandson and I with some frequency. Neither of us want to bone the other anymore, and at least one of us is happily married. We're both embarrassed, but I think she's more embarrassed than I am. That being said, she is very attractive and younger me fantasized about it a lot, and I will always have those fantasies with me. We have children and those children see each other infrequently, attend each other's birthday parties, yada yada. We've rarely talked about it, but when we have it's very dismissive, like what the hell was wrong with us type thing. Obviously, it's always there for me and I'm pretty sure for her. I can't interact with her without thinking, hey, remember that time we talked about fooling around and then never did? 2. I used to smoke meth. I've been clean for 13 years now and they'll never know. Edit. Holy shit. Thank you for the golds and F button. To answer a few questions, I smoked for 5 years. I got into a huge fight with my parents and moved to another city, so no one really saw me, and this was before Facebook and so there wasn't any gross pics being posted. I got clean with some help, moved back, and made up with my family. I'm running out of excuses on why I won't watch Breaking Bad though. Good job on 13 years clean. As much as I try, it's next to impossible to articulate how they made us, my siblings and myself, feel as children and the deep-seated emotional trauma that brings with it. We love each other even now, and by no means were they terrible people or the kind of parents that I'd have been taken away with. They did their best and tried so hard, but they aren't perfect, and their mistakes cut deep. I still have a relationship with both of them, and I love them dearly. I guess that's probably why I'll never tell them how awful it all was. I physically can't bring myself to. It's like trying to talk when your tongue goes numb. I can't imagine breaking it to them that they sucked. I hear you there. My parents are good people and try their best, but the stuff they get wrong has lasting impact on all of us. We aren't close as a family. I don't know how to open up to people, except Reddit, but that isn't the same as opening up directly to a person. Throughout my childhood I would go back and forth between loving and hating them. My little sister, 7, gets not nearly enough attention. Me and my oldest brother spend most of the day in our rooms. Quarantine has us all living together. I just can't tell them how much it's hurt, all the things from childhood that continue to affect us. My mom in particular would feel so bad. And what good would it do anyway? I just can't. A family member used to live in our home, groomed me and sexually abused me when I was around 12 yo. Not sure about the age, don't really want to remember. But yeah, I don't think I would ever tell them. I'm not even sure they would believe me. Happened to me when I was in 5th grade by my older sister's boyfriend. I told when I was an adult and they didn't even pretend to believe me. I believe you. I'm sorry. It wasn't your fault and you didn't deserve it in any way. May your abuser rot. I really don't enjoy spending time with them. I've been the black sheep since I was a child, and it sucks when the entire family thinks of you as the mean one, then wonder why you don't have any interest in spending time with them. I'm the picky, selfish, resting bitch-face black sheep to my family. I will admit I was misbehaved when I was a kid 10 plus years ago, but I'm not a child anymore. They just refuse to think of me as any different than I was and keep bringing up the past. Also, it's not picky to not want to eat off of dirty, crusty plates, Dad. I would never tell my grandmother how much of an idiot I think my uncle is. She buries her head in the sand about him. Edit. I'm probably not your wife, cousin, niece or sister. Thanks for asking. I think you're related to me. Edit. I'm the niece that I accidentally got her, my mom, a non-vegetarian hot dog one time. I just didn't think when I was ordering. She thought it was the best veggie dog ever and had a great night's sleep that night. I will take that to the grave with me. Edit. Clarifying who her is. That's how you know the kitchen F-cat up your gluten-free order. It tastes too good. Every time I've gotten the best whatever at a restaurant I've paid for it for months. Nice try, Mom. Son, come home, your dad and I miss you. How sad I am. Almost any of my thoughts, feelings and beliefs on anything. I don't think that's really a bad thing, they don't need to know any of that, damn. That hit me hard. I also try to appear happy to them, even after going through depression in a point of my life, and even when they are explicitly asking me, "Are you happy?"